Welcome to IGNEA TV.
Today we would like to show you some cool artifacts that we have from the shows that we played in the past throughout the entire career of IGNEA so far. Each badge that we have, it has like a certain story behind it.
We actually have so much of them that I think this will be like the start of a small series, but yeah.
And to be honest, sometimes we even forget that we actually played some shows. So you go first. What's the first one?
Let's try a random one. Okay, we have Kilkim Žaibu in Lithuania. Actually, you have one as well.
Yeah, let me find it. They are probably the coolest badges ever because they're made of wood.
Mine is 2018.
Mine is 2025. This is actually the fresh one. We played it this year. This is a very cool festival in Lithuania.
One of my favorite European festivals.
Yes, I think it's highly underrated, and we always try to, promote this festival because it's both great for bands and for people who are visiting. And actually this year, where this badge is coming from, we managed to stay there for an entire day, enjoy the festival, and we even saw, I think it was like the last day, right? And they had like a huge bonfire in the middle of the night in a very cool shape. It was so much fun, and that one was located in a different area, but both of them are somewhere in the nature. There are a lot of people who are wearing some pagan costumes and whatnot.
There's always a lake and lots of national attributes of the Baltic countries, and it's always beautiful in there. Yeah.
What about the beer?
Oh yeah, and the beer. Lithuanian beer.
And the beer.
Yeah.
You want this one as well?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Nice. Alrighty, now I'm coming up with this also random one. What's that? All right, this is Faine Misto. And this is a Ukrainian festival that we played so many times that I always forget how many times we played that festival.
3, 4?
I don't remember. It's impossible to remember. And actually, this badge is kind of funny because it has our photos on it, like we do have those in passports. So I don't know, was it security measures or what? It's kind of, now you know how we look in our passports. Do you like your photo?
I mean, it's so official that it almost looks like I'm not an artist, I'm like a promoter or some kind of something.
Actually, it doesn't say which year it is.
Yeah, but I think that's 2019.
21? I think it's 2021.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. But what we can say is that this is the Faine Misto edition before the full-scale war. So it was way bigger in the field, and we are huge fans of this festival. We always say that this festival is the best one in Ukraine. It has a very cool community around it. Actually, if you check out one of the latest videos on our channel, you will see a recap from this year's Faine Misto festival.
But this one was the OG thing out in the wild, a proper open air.
Here you go.
Yeah. It's too tight. Okay, what do I have here? Oh, Ukraine again. It says Parallax, not IGNEA.
I often forget that our band was called like that. You know that?
It's 2015, so it's 10 years ago. We played in Vinnytsia in Ukraine. I think that was like, that definitely was our second show in that town. This was the first show of our band with one guitarist, with a live drummer, Ivan. This was the last show under the name of Parallax.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. And I remember, was it the show where we played like at a House of Culture in Vinnytsia?
Yeah. You have to understand the way the Soviet houses of culture are built. Basically, they're like a cinema, a concert hall, and everything in one place. And they have these seats bolted to the floor. They were removed by the crowds, and crowd was surfing them over their heads, although it was like probably 100 people in there, although the venue could easily fit 1,000.
Yeah.
Vinnytsia, which is like 2.5-hour drive from Kiev, was our biggest fan base ever. Fun times.
Also, actually, if I'm not mistaken, Infected Rain were headlining and Ginger were playing before them.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
10 years ago. My turn. I think I know which one this is. The mighty Brutal Assaults. For once, this badge differs from others because it has multiple things on it. So it has
It's like a book.
The stage pass, and then you have the program on it. And it's really cool because whenever we visit the festival, sometimes we have a few hours to walk around, to watch other bands, and this was very handy that we could just look at our page and see where and who is playing. We played Brutal Assault once.
Yeah.
Once. Unfortunately, I would love to play it once more. It's also one of the greatest festivals in Europe. It's located in a castle. It also has a wonderful fan base.
I don't know how they pull off having such an amazing set of bands every time, although they are way smaller than lots of big name European festivals. I mean, if you're free at the time the festival is, just go there. Over any kind of other festival, just try Brutal Assault because it's something different and it's very, very cool.
I liked playing it and having some time there because with the badge you can actually cut the road and go through some backstage passes, and so if you want to go from one stage to another, it takes way less time when you're an artist. And I remember it was pouring rain and we were watching Lepros on the side stage. Everyone was soaking in the rain. We were
I think I was drinking wine with the singer of Sewing.
Here we go. Okay, this is a very, very brief advertising moment because we want you to subscribe to our newsletter. Can you say why?
We've got some nice things coming up,
including new IGNEA TV episodes, including some special offers, merch drops, music releases, and whatnot.
We usually send twice a month, so there's
maximum.
no spam.
No spam, only nicely designed emails. And also, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get 10% off your first merch order in our store.
Yeah, what's not to love?
Subscribe.
Now, my turn again, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's try this one. Oh, Fear Factory.
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
That is our longest tour to date.
The best tour to date.
Yeah, as well. I think out of all these tour dates, we played 43 shows.
Yes. Yeah, because they also added some American ones on the page.
But in Europe and the UK, 43 shows, day in, day out.
For you to understand, throughout the entire history, I think we played something like 150 shows, and 43 out of them were on this tour.
Third of our shows.
Yes.
Yeah. We had so many things happening to us on this tour, like people getting ill, people getting yelled at, changing our set list all unplanned with playing songs without any rehearsals.
Our first Nightliner tour.
Yeah, we met so many amazing people on that tour, yeah. And actually all the bands we toured with, Fear Factory, Butcher Babies,
Ghosts of Atlantis.
I almost said Visions of Atlantis. Ghosts of Atlantis, yeah. All of them are so amazing.
I think wasn't it our first time in the UK as well?
Yes.
So I mean, so many things happened for the first time there. It's just, it deserves, like, this tour deserves a separate video. I like the page that it's holographic and everything. So, my turn. Yeah, of course. Of course, I have a badge from Norwegian festival because I'm a diehard fan of Norway and Scandinavia and everything. This was also a very nice festival that we played in November. So for me, as a Nordic person, it's like a perfect thing that you go to the north when it's already cold pretty much everywhere. What can be better? This was just like a 2-day festival and we played on one of the days. We were very surprised that IGNEA got invited to this festival, and we actually had a very cool slot. So we played right before the headliner, right before Marduk. It was in a small city in Norway, in Larvik. It was great. One of the fun things is that we stayed at a hotel after this festival, and in the morning I woke up early and went for a walk because I had to see more of Norway and everything. And people recognized me on the streets. I mean, because it's a small city and everyone has been to the festival the day before, but I was like, people recognize me on the streets of Norway. I'm like, oh, it's so sweet, right?
Yeah. And you also found the Ukrainian store.
Yes!
That not even has everything you would buy in a small corner store in Ukraine. It's even called as a network of small corner stores in Ukraine for some reason.
And also, it was Sunday, so everything else was closed. And of course, only the Ukrainian supermarket was working.
Yeah.
I mean, the story of our life. Here you go.
Yeah. And the venue is nice.
Yeah, the venue is nice. People are nice. I don't know. Everything was great. And this festival is going to be happening this year again. So if you are living in Norway or you can travel there, do so.
Let's go with the next one. Metal Ska VIP. Yeah, that's a fun one. So we had this festival on our tour with Female Voices, I think that tour was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was a festival held in a school, in a village in Switzerland. So how cool is that?
Our first time playing in Switzerland.
As well, yeah. It was so fun. And first of all, it was a huge culture shock for us Ukrainians because we got to see a Swiss school from inside.
And Swiss cows who were like on the hills next to the
and a Swiss bomb shelter.
Yeah.
We didn't imagine back then that this comparison would be handy for us, but that was like very interesting. Yeah, it was small, it was strange, but it was amazing, honestly. Yeah, it was cool.
We actually had showers in the bomb shelter of that school.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. Going back to the cows, they were really like in a Milka advertising, you know, that you could see on TV back in the days. I would imagine that on the day we played for them.
Yeah.
My turn?
Your turn, your last one, which is actually mine, judging by the gaff tape.
Why? It was yours, of course, because it's fallen apart.
Yeah, but my badges always fall apart. Not literally, they all have gaff on them.
Well, this is our first ever European tour that happened in 2018. And we were the opening band for Ill Disposed. It was actually very short. It had 9 shows, but in the end we happened to have 8 shows because one was cancelled and basically...
And we went to Amsterdam instead.
And we won't talk about this on this video. Yeah, so actually it had the show in Austria and then all the shows were pretty much in Germany.
Yeah.
So even though...
Except the last one. I think that one was in Neverdal.
Ah, yes. Yeah, correct. This tour, it was short and I mean the venues were kind of small and everything, but I do remember this tour like with a lot of warm feelings because it was the first one. This is where we actually learned how to pull off a European tour. What is a load in, load out?
Oh yeah, especially on the first show. So people who are in bands and who occasionally at least tour Europe will shake and sweat from the words Viper Room in Vienna. And that was actually our first ever European show. To those who don't know, Viper Room is underground. It's on like level -2 or something. And back then we had lots of guitarists, real amps, real bass cab in a case, and we had to load in all of it, like the entire trailer, to level -2 and then load out everything up after the show and showers, so showers didn't help naturally. That was the first show ever for us in the European Union. That was harsh. But I still love that venue, honestly.
Yeah, it's very nice and very cozy and everything. And we played it at least once more, 2 times more, once more.
Once more, and I've been there once more with another band, yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, and we have the last one, I guess.
Yes.
From me, it's very special.
Craft-made, custom, Wacken badge. Because last year we played the legendary Wacken Metal Festival, and we would assume that we would have like the best trophy badge ever, but they didn't get any badges for any band.
Wacken doesn't have badges.
And we ask you, Wacken, why?
Hey, you get t-shirts.
The t-shirts, we have like beautiful artist t-shirts. I even had a massage before our show. Our bass player
This badge is sustainable, by the way.
Went to a barber's place at Wacken. We had a lot of meetings with other bands. We had an amazing show.
I walked more than I usually do in Kiev for my cardio sessions because Wacken is huge.
Wacken is
you
amazing.
have to say it.
But where's the badge?
Your memory is in your head, and badge is just a piece of cardboard, you see?
But I like it.
Yeah.
Like it. So Wacken, if you ever
hire me for your designs next year.
Yes. All right. So that looks like you're an Olympic sportsman in terms of touring or festival runs or whatnot. I suggest we do it once more with the rest of the badges that we have. What do you say?
Naturally. Absolutely.
What do you say? Let us know in the comments. Would you like us to break down and show you some other badges from the history of IGNEA? Let us know in comments. Cheers!
Bye!